is too short to box with God. For one, Andre. Yes! From out of nowhere. For two, Armbar.
Who are you to doubt El Danny?
Still got 200 more.
This is Robbie Eagles.
This is the loosest in Australian wrestling, Adam Brooks.
Hi, this is Mimic. This is 5 times the world's heavyweight champion, the Scrap Daddy himself, Scrap Brian Adam Pierce.
This is Brian Alvarez, and you are listening to Wrestle Radio Australia.
Welcome to the show, folks. My name is Josh Armour, and thanks very much for downloading Wrestle Radio Australia. This is our first episode.
Oh, yeah! G'day, this is Big Brody Marshall.
This is Brian Alvarez.
This is Dean Brady of the Millennials.
This is Jurassic Punk Sid Parker.
How many of you guys have heard the term kayfabe?
Hello, doggers. This is Jay Hunter from OSW Review.
This is Matt Grim Basso.
This is the loosest in Australian wrestling, Adam Brooks.
This is Scrap Brian Adam Pierce, and you are locked in
to Wrestle Radio Australia.
I in the game, I'm champion, I'm Triple H. Undertaker, I'm your maker, bury the brother like Kane. Ooh, 1-3, hit the tombstone, hit the choke slam on face. Ooh, yeah, like a macho heel, turn like a muscle. If you sour like tomatoes, I'ma keep a couple models. Ooh, and you may call me HBK. When I'm tuning up the band, you best be getting in my way. Ooh, yeah, I'm degenerate, I love it, yes, I love it. If you ain't down with that, then I got two is what you suck it. Too sweet, put your fangs up. Too sweet, hold another cup. Let's be busy, 23, got me feeling way too sweet.
I was trying to make chicken salad out of chicken shit, and it was just awful.
I've turned chicken salad into chicken shit. I will continue to do so.
Here I was, blaming AEW for feeding you chicken shit, knowing you mindless millennials would be eating it up as if it were chicken salad, when it's really been your fault all along.
Make chicken salad out of chicken shit. People is as people does, that's all there is to it. Put a square peg in a round hole, just never seems to fit.
This is Bianca Belair.
Hey, this is Kevin Owens.
Hey, it's Seth freaking Rollins.
It is the man, Becky Lynch.
It's Rhea Ripley here, and you're listening to Wrestle Radio Australia.
Hello and welcome to Making Chicken Salad, the Wrestle Radio Australia show. We talk about everything going on around the world of wrestling. My name is Lachlan Albert, and I am joined tonight by my brother in watching for the storm to knock out our power. It's Todd Eastman. Todd, how you doing, brother?
Hello, my friend. How are you? Yeah. If you wonder why we were running a bit late tonight, it was just that. We were afraid the storm was coming back real quick.
Good old Queensland weather. I've already been knocked off the stream once so far. We'll see if we can keep it alive. But a man who just has his regular lag is Jeff Setti. Jeff, good to see you, brother.
Two. Yeah, good to see you as well, Lachlan.
Wow.
Yeah,
inside
good,
jokes
mate.
are awesome.
The podcast is just for us at this point.
That was just for us. There's no one in the chat. We may as well have some fun. They won't be far away. Look, I'm really well, Lachlan. Thanks, mate. How are you?
But look, yeah, I'm doing good. There's one man whose setup is alive and kicking, and that's the man who streams non-stop, so I'd hope it's working. It's Jamie Apps. Jamie, good to see you, mate.
Yeah, it feels like that at times.
Yeah. The chair's got the divot in it from where you sit.
No, these are good chairs. They don't get the divot yet.
Good chairs.
Yeah, very good chairs. But how are you?
I'm doing good. Todd, did you have something to add there?
Yeah, I just got to ask, are you okay, Jeff?
Why?
I just, you know,
Oh my God! You can walk? Oh!
What happened there, mate?
Oh, you know.
Someone got an ouchie.
We don't talk about Welchie on this show much. We don't talk about him every show.
To the audio version of the podcast, we just watched Jeff get clobbered with a crutch to the delight of an audience.
And to the delight of Todd, apparently.
Yeah. I think
it's going to be one of those nights, isn't it?
That clip is going to be the new Trent O'Day gets eliminated clip.
We can play them back to back. Just watch Todd's jaw pop off the couch.
Trent O'Day, don't get involved. Yep, silly idea. Let the big boys play.
Trent O'Day has been eliminated.
Oh. That clip?
Yeah, that.
Yeah, I still have that clip.
One. Yeah, good.
I'm sorry, Trent.
Oh, poor Trent. Poor Trent. Poor Jeff.
I'm not
so
sorry,
glad.
Welchie. I won that.
I'm so glad Todd doesn't have a clip of me getting hit yet. It's a matter of time.
What are we doing this weekend?
I was going to say, he books a promotion I work at. This is the problem. Oh, man. Well, look, it's been a big week. I think we might, like, not to dull the joy the joy that Todd's having at the moment. It's a mixed bag for the rest of us. But we might start off with some sad news, and that is Hayden Zenith has put up a post saying that he's basically not going to be working for a while. He's got some spinal issues by the looks of things that are really, really nasty. Do we want to read the whole post, or do we want to have a chat about this? Because
I think if we read the whole post, then at least he's got some context we can talk about.
Absolutely. So Hayden Zenith posted this, quote, "All right, so you've probably been wondering why I haven't been wrestling. If you were at ESPW on Saturday, you already know. I've been keeping this offline and wanted to hold off making it public until I was in front of an audience. I'm in a situation where I don't know when I'll be back wrestling in a ring. In October, I wrestled the opening match for what was WWE Week at our Fat Brew EPW event. During the match, I lost complete feeling in my legs. Somehow I finished the match, but I knew straight away that something wasn't right. I'm stubborn as shit. I've been carrying injuries in both my knees over the last few years, and my back has always been a problem. But through my own stupidity and passion, I've done what a lot of us do, not act on it or talk about it because we don't want to miss out on time in the ring. I was determined to wrestle at This Is Our House, the biggest stage we've ever had in Perth, against 3 world-class wrestlers. Despite knowing something was wrong, I was going to wrestle. The night before, I was struggling to stand on my numb legs, trying to gas myself up because I didn't want to miss it. Solomon Blackwell and James Hartness were the voices of reason. I had to be sat down and told, you have to get checked, you are not wrestling. And if I hadn't done that, I've been told that if I continued, I would have reached a point where I would no longer have the ability to walk. I'm glad I listened for once and did what I had to do. Getting diagnosed with a spinal injury and dealing with daily chronic pain is not how I saw the end of this year going. I'm blessed that there is still enough for me to do within wrestling that will keep me going. I genuinely do not know when I'll be back. My initial recovery timeline has been thrown out the window as things haven't gone the way I hoped. There have been some huge hits this year, and this one has really tested my will. I've shed tears over this more than I like to admit. I will be back. When that is, time will tell. Love you all," is the post from Hayden Zenith there.
Yeah, that sucks. It sucks to hear, but it's good that there were people looking after him in EPW, namely like Solomon and James. Like, it's good that those guys were there to say, hey, look, you're just not wrestling. Because it's a hard thing because I've had to do it before to people. So, look, you got to look out for them when they don't want to look out for themselves at times. In wrestling, it's really weird.
Especially on a big show like that, I can imagine it would have been even harder for him to be open about the problems that he was having.
Yes, yeah. I guess when you have trouble walking, that could be a...
you might not be able to hide that one.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
hats off to everyone at EPW, though, for looking after him and all of that stuff as well.
And like we say, it's good to have the people around who are going to talk sense into you. And the fact that, often you would expect that to be the old guard. You would expect it to be the Davis Storms or the guys who have been around forever.
Tell them. Do you know what I mean? He probably wouldn't tell the Davises and the Damien Slaters and that, because it's like, if I tell them, they're going to tell me no for sure.
So I'm glad to hear that the people who, aren't the quote-unquote old guard, but are still in that higher position are able to say, no, we're taking care of you. And Andy Savage in the chat saying, it says good things about EPW and their training system, that guys of the younger cohort in Solomon and James were the ones to talk Hayden around. What were you going to add there, Jeff?
And it's a bit of a perfect storm in some ways, because the whole Aussie bloke mentality, particularly of she'll be right, I don't need to see anybody about this, it's just one of those things. This is exacerbated by the culture in wrestling of you'll put on the show no matter what. The show must go on, the show must go on. And I think the combination of the two is very, very, very dangerous. Saying all of that, I am very, very pleased that Hayden is, getting the care he needs, and all the best. We here at the show, absolutely in your corner, and we.
Yeah, and one of the nicest guys in the world. So, like, but I think it goes to show like the way that the Aussie wrestling community is. A guy like Hayden, there will be a spot for him. Yeah, you did drop out, Jeff. That wasn't to talk over you, mate. Oh, come on.
So did you, Lachlan.
It was you. I couldn't hear.
I like Lachlan admonishing someone for trying to help him out.
But yeah, honestly, like, I'm glad that Hayden has taken that time to go and see the medical professionals and get this right. And given that it's sort of the Christmas period and wrestling might be winding down for a bit, it might give him a good chance to just really recover and take that break that could be all he needs.
And, we know that workers listen to this. We know that we have a big listenership, particularly amongst younger workers. Please do the same. Please. And speak to your seniors. Speak to those that have been around longer. If you're in Mayhem, go and speak to JXT and Phil and, speak to those people, because it's important that you share that you've got this shit going on.
Like, wrestling is cool, but being able to walk is cooler. You know what I mean?
Cooler.
Yeah.
It's your life, whereas wrestling could be a few years.
Yeah, and there will be a spot for Zenith when he comes back, right?
Oh,
like, that's an
100%.
important thing, is that it's
There's probably a spot for him somewhere, even though he can't wrestle at the moment, like commentary, somewhere like that. People like him, they can find spots for.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's Tim Wilkes in the chat saying it exactly right. Life always over wrestling, right? So that's it. So it's a shame to start the show that way, because that's a bit of a bummer, especially when we've got such an exciting show to talk about. Exciting. Boy, it's going to be one of those nights, isn't it? That's right. We're talking about Pro Wrestling League's Chaos in Coffs, a show that Todd and I both appeared on. Wowee! Pro Wrestling League, Brisbane-based wrestling company, made their way down to Coffs Harbour for their first interstate show, and at the end of the show, announced a second one that's going to be happening in 12 months' time, which tickets have already sold for on the night of this show. So it was really awesome, I'll say, from a personal experience, to see the energy for this show in Coffs Harbour, a place where there hasn't been wrestling for a long time, to be able to put on a show and get a really sizable crowd that were really into this show and had a really good vibe. Hopefully that came through in the video footage. Todd, do you want to reflect on any of that before we jump into the card?
No.
Great.
It was great to like break new. Yeah. No, it was good to break new ground with it, because walking in, no one really knew who any of us were, so we're essentially starting with a blank slate. And for people that don't really get to do that often, that's a great learning curve to hit.
Absolutely. And you can see that the show opened with some of those clear characters, with Alex Yeet Stevens taking on Jesse Love, who was accompanied by Jazzy, in a match that they've wrestled each other once or twice. They know how each other work. And I think we saw exactly, what that experience does for an opening match. I'll pass to Jamie first. What did you think of Alex Stevens and Jesse Love?
I like this match. I think, like Todd said, you could tell that you were walking into a blank slate of an audience with this one. At the start, they seem to be a little bit sort of standoffish, but by the end of this, these are two guys that their characters will get a crowd involved, and I think they did that. Jesse's like the perfect opponent as Alex goes on this path to challenging for the title. Jesse's the perfect character to let him go in there and show his face side and the sort of his power as well. Some of those throws and suplexes and things, I was like, okay, that proves that Yeet is something special and people need to keep an eye out for it.
Felt really weird saying Alex, didn't it?
It did feel weird.
I could sense it the way you said it.
But and Jesse also, like, with the slimy heel tactics of like using Jazzy as a shield. I was like, yeah, that's immediately going to get that crowd to hate you. So very nice. I'm not sure I'm a fan of that finish with Jazzy getting in the ring and jumping on Yeet's back when the ref is standing right there. I was like, wait, what? But aside from that weirdness, really enjoyable. Good opener.
Yeah, Jeff, what did you think?
I like this a lot. I agree. I think there's something really special about Alex Yeet Stevens. Again, I love that he's got a name now, that he's not just, a gimmick word. And Jesse Love and Jazzy are a great team. They're a really nice package. I mean, Jesse looks amazing. He's got the abs that Finn Balor has been missing of late, although he's looking magnificent again. This is just brilliant. Loved it. Just two bigger guys clearly going out there, throwing each other around and getting that crowd involved. And that's really hard when, I think some of the crowd weren't sure what they were going to get. And then this comes out with its energy and sense of humour, and it's great. Loved it.
I will say too, I like the idea of you guys opening that show on the stage and then sending it to Seb. It's a different thing that we haven't seen before.
Yeah, that was
good.
Cool.
And that's something that we've talked about for a while, because we want to be able to put the commentary to have faces and not just the sound of the voice, especially because you see Seb in the ring and then you see Dink get into the ring later in the show, which we'll talk about.
It's all about you, is what you're saying.
It's all about me, really. I needed to get my face on camera was the problem.
You're just trying to sell those wrestling cards, Lachlan. Be honest.
Hey, the December pack of those wrestling cards is on sale now. I
think it's good that you do that though, because it shows that commentary is actually there.
Yes,
it's not one of those indie shows where they just record the commentary later. It proves that you were in it's a live to tape call.
But also, more importantly, I think that, or maybe not more importantly, but I think it's important that, when you're doing the, hey, here comes, stepdad Chris off the commentary desk, establishing that he's there earlier, I think is important. Doing those little things so that there's consistency through the show, so that when someone shows up off the desk, you've seen that they were there before. I think that's really important. But it's always so much fun to do these shows and, getting to call matches like Yeet and Jesse, who, I think there's just so much aura when you've got those two, and they know how to capitalize on that. And that's what you saw here with the big man match. And then going in the other direction, rather than just the big men throwing meat, is the speed of a match like Solomon Blackwell, DC Dante, and Zeke Andino, who mixed it up in a triple threat immediately after that. I've talked about Zeke Andino's kind of dark horse persona and the heel turn starting to come across more in the wrestling than just the man, and I think we're getting more of that here. And I have talked a lot about how much I like DC Dante and Solomon Blackwell, so I'll pass it over to someone else. Jeff, what did you think of this triple threat match?
I just want to mention how good Solomon Blackwell is. He is greatness. He is going to be huge in this country, if not the world. He's good looking, he's tall, he puts a match together beautifully, and it was writ large in this. He can work face or heel, he's a reasonably good talker. Just fantastic. I mean, absolutely. DC Dante is such an exciting newer wrestler. This was his second match. Commentary shouted it out, so well done, Lachlan. Saying, this is his second time in the ring. Really good. And, Zeke Andino, again, he's putting it all together. I'm enjoying his heel work. Great. There was no way this was going to be bad. And some of the moves and the counters and the counters and the counters, just so entertaining. Such a good battle. Loved it. Completely loved it. For me, and this was a night with a lot of great matches, but this one for me is probably my match of the night.
Yeah, I really like this one. Jamie, what did you think?
For me, this was a toss-up. So there's two. There's either the main event or this one would have been my favourite, and it's neck and neck. They were both brilliant.
Yeah.
And
the
this.
main event was brilliant because Todd was there. No, I'm joking, mate. You did well. We'll get onto it later.
I was this match is crazy when even Lachlan can't keep up with the call. I was these guys are going a million miles an hour and it still feels really good. But they still also barely scratch the surface on what this combination of guys could do. So I think that's good when it's in this slot on the card. You don't want them to go out there and have, here's everything we could possibly do, and then where do we go from here? So that was nice. The main things I picked up on were the character elements of all three. Like the opening part where Solomon kind of got in DC Dante's face. That showed like the fighter in Dante, where he was just like, I'm not taking that, I'm going to actually stand back up to you. I thought that was really nice. But Solomon and Zeke, it was nice to see sort of two heels, but approaching it in different ways. I think like Solomon walks out there and he's the guy that he knows he's great and he is great. Whereas I think Zeke is trying to get people to think that he's great, but even he's still a little bit unsure about it in terms of like the heel side. So I think that was really cool to see two heels, but approach it in different ways. So it wasn't just two cocky dudes. There was like moments where Zeke was being cocky, but then also like surprised that things worked. So I think that was a really nice spin on the heels.
Absolutely. I might pull the curtain back on this one a little bit, because originally this was a slightly different match on the card. It was originally Blackwell, Andino, and another competitor who ended up not being able to make it to the show. And a few hours beforehand, DC Dante was there as a cameraman, and Solomon Blackwell said, hey, if I get you into this match, would you be willing to be in it? And he went, yes, absolutely. And they talked to the people organizing it and got him added to the match a couple of hours beforehand. So that's
always bring your gear.
Always bring your gear. And, you know, Dante, again, if you're watching later in the show, you'll see him with the camera for the second half of the show.
And pulling the curtain back more, that was a running joke during the show too, because everyone that walked out, they went, hey, aren't you DC Dante? Like one of the workers would walk past him with the camera. Hey, aren't you?
Yeah, he changed out of his gear, grabbed the camera, he was back into it. Like that guy's got a work ethic like nothing else. So big ups to Dante. I can't hide being a fan. Like I think,
and it's really good that Solomon did that. Like the other worker couldn't have made it. They so easily could have done heel versus heel in a context, maybe not in the second match of the card, but you know, it's really great that Solomon just went, hey, you know, if you got your gear, let's go, mate. Lovely.
Yeah, absolutely.
And talk about two people to get suddenly dropped into a match with. Like, he was going to be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, again, it could be the two of them versus a broom and it'd be a good match. But Dante more than held his own there. So, like, you know, a big shout out to all three. And speaking of all three, this was followed up with the second of three triple threat matches on this show. This time with the women's division showing out. Lil Mars, Leah Lovegrove, and Christina Cade mixing it up. And this was good because it had, you know, Lil Mars returning from a long time overseas to PWL. Leah Lovegrove making her PWL debut, and Christina Cade obviously coming back from the last time we talked about her seeing that huge improvement post-Super Camp. Jamie, what did you think of Cade, Mars, and Lovegrove?
This was another nice little showcase where everyone got a little bit of a moment to shine. But the thing that really stood out to me was, even though it was only 2-3 weeks ago that we spoke about Christina, the confidence on her is even more now with the sort of the faith that Todd's put in her at Wide Bay as well. I think that's coming through where she's like, she believes what everyone else sees in her now, and it shows when she comes out there, and she's just getting better every time out. And I love the X Factor moniker for her. That's perfect.
Thanks. Jeff?
Yeah, I can. Jamie, you said some lovely words there that, you know, she's finally seeing what we see. The confidence, the presence. Like Lil Mars and Leah Lovegrove are tremendous workers. They're great. They've got charisma up the wazoo. They both look good. They both have unique packages and can really, really work well. And then Christina Cade came in and you went, whoa, that's a star. You know, that's a person I want to watch. And I think that speaks volumes for the work that Christina put in Perth, and it's great to see.
Yeah, I also think, like, you know, the fact that Lil Mars has been overseas, and like Macho Man Andy Savage in the chat is saying, I really like Lil Mars. She started to look really fluid. I think she looked great in this match. You know, she's been doing training in Japan, in the US, in, you know, just all over, getting those reps in. And Leah Lovegrove and Christina Cade, for, you know, theoretically homegrown exclusively talents, were able to keep up. You know, Leah has been doing such a good job. You know, you can see the ways that she is influenced by being part of the Wrestle Rampage dojo, while also very clearly being her own wrestler, which I think is a really, you know, good set of skills to be able to take through, because the Wrestle Rampage guys all very much know what they're doing, but there is a specific style to what comes through kind of the Istria, Tommy Knight, kind of that lineage of wrestling. And sometimes not seeing that in a wrestler who still has that capability is really fun, which I think Leah does a really good job of, taking on the lessons from those wrestlers, but not being beholden to what they do. I really like that about Leah's style. And yeah, I can talk about Christina Cade all day. I think she's got the goods right now. I'm very impressed with her work. Did you have something to add there? Sorry, Todd. If not, I'm happy to keep moving.
Yeah, I refuse to put Christina over anymore, because as soon as I do, she messages me the next day.
Yeah. That's all right. While we're talking about Christina as well, I should mention that this show is free on YouTube, because every time a show is free on YouTube, she posts it with that caption. So big shout out to Christina Cade for getting on the free on YouTube train. We love to see it. Thank you, Christina.
The lovely brute force title reign while she had it.
Yeah, I was going to say that could be coming to quite a swift end.
Show. Yeah, but I mean, hey, if you don't like me saying free on YouTube, if what you like is Todd talking, good news. The next thing you've got is a segment where Todd talks. And I know that's his favorite thing, is hearing the sound of his own voice. Shaheen coming out to cut a bit of a promo on Coffs Harbour, starting it nice and pleasant before absolutely demolishing Coffs. But here to save the day were Todd Eastman and Mitch Ryder to defend the, oh no, they're jerks as well. So finally the hometown hero Craven had to come out. Todd, I know how proud you were of that double fake out.
Like, it was like, we got backstage and went, they fell for it twice. Twice they fell for it.
Yeah, lots of fun. But obviously, Craven, being a hometown boy, got the huge reception and setting up for the main event. We'll kind of talk about that promo if we have more to say when we talk about the main event, because there is a lot more here with the PWL tag team title on the line in a triple threat hardcore match immediately afterwards. Strong 94 managing to retain the titles against Wacall's Most Wanted and DNT. And one of the most unbreakable tables in the world, apparently.
God.
Holy shit.
Man. Big ups to Don for taking 3 bumps on that thing that all looked brutal.
Yeah, I think after the third one, he went, that's enough.
I'm not doing that again.
I've seen Don, like, suffer through some horrible things, because I've watched the podcast he's on, but man, that table was just unforgivable.
Jesus.
Yeah, I thought that this match was a whole lot of fun. Sorry, I had to get that one in.
The thoughts of Lachlan Albert are the thoughts of Lachlan Albert alone, and do not represent Wrestle Radio Australia.
Don was immediately on the merch table after this match. After the match, I tried to bust backstage to check on him and make sure he was all right. And everyone went, no, he's over at the merch table. He didn't even come back. He went straight to selling the gimmicks. The man is incredible. And I think him and Target were so much fun here as the clear heels that were in there with the kind of tweenier side of both Strong 94 and Wacall's Most Wanted. I think it's really interesting to see the way that both Wacall's and Strong 94 are teetering between that babyface heel edge, which I really like. And obviously, I think Strong 94 are fun champions. Jamie, what did you think of this tag team title hardcore match?
This was fun. I hate the sort of let's go outside and fight in the crowd thing when the venue isn't the best lit because you can't see half of it on streams. That's never pleasant to watch. But once it got back into the ring, really fun stuff. I love the combo work that Strong 94 are doing. All of their team moves they flow so nicely together. The power of Renegade to pick up Don and Chris Target and do a move to them at the same time. I was like, what the hell? That's a powerful boy. And I loved... It's a big boy. The banana gimmick in Coffs Harbour was hilarious. Every time they pulled out a banana, I was like, that's great. Very funny. And then classic Don of like, oh, you put the bananas on the table. You're going to slam me through bananas on a table. Nope, I'm getting rid of that. So just take away all of the fun as a heel. Very well done. And like I said, big ups to Don for taking those table bumps because the power bomb onto the edge of it looked like it snapped his back. I was like, nope, no. And then he went for another bump. And I was like, what?
The promo beforehand by Wacos was actually genuinely funny too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, good plug for Wrestle Radio, Lachlan.
Couldn't help myself. Jeff, what did you think of this tag team title hardcore match?
I mean, I am unequivocally a huge fan of DNT. I think they are just so good as a tag. Sorry, Todd?
Never mind.
No, don't apologize to him.
He should be apologizing to everyone else.
Anyway, nonetheless, I was in the middle of talking about my fanboyism over DNT. I'm equally really, really like Wacos Most Wanted and Strong 94. Again, I say this a lot, but there was no way this was ever going to be anything other than fantastic until that fucking table. And I just wanted it to stop. I really did. I mean, I get that.
I think
Strong
after
94,
a certain point, they were just like, let's try and get on Botchamania.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's why I had to throw the I am the table call in there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's probably will be on Botchamania, actually. Yeah, just really, really good. Great match.
Jamie, did you have something else there? Sorry, mate.
Yeah, no, just that table was just rough. That's just every time I was like, Jesus Christ, that's got to suck. And it probably will be on Botchamania, like Jeff said.
Yeah.
Yeah. If somebody knows.
Yeah, Macho Man Andy Savage saying that table went into business for itself. Hope the promoter stiffed it on its pay. Best/worst. I am the table spot of the year? ? It's got to be up there. It was gnarly. Moving on to something a little bit more traditional, though. Jake Nova and Jackson Cross going one-on-one. This match, I think I first saw probably about 7 years ago. They've done this one once or twice. These two know each other very well, but it has been a while, so I thought it was really nice to see a lot of that chemistry still there. An interesting ending that ended with, and, you know, we've been talking recently about, you know, is it the ref's hand? Is it the ref's call of 3? What makes the 3 count? And having the ref call for the bell, even though the shoulder went up after the 3 count, I think was a really interesting little twist in this that makes both men look right on each other's level and keeps the like action fairly realistic. Jeff, what did you think of Nova and Cross?
Oh, this was... you could tell that they have got experience together in the ring as a tandem, because it was almost like they weren't trying to be that good. They just presented a great match. Very even, really, really nice. A good call by you. I want to shout out your call in this match, because you managed to get over their history really, really quickly. You just managed to kind of bring people up to speed who might not be familiar with them. Yeah, just really good, solid stuff.
Excellent. Jamie, what did you think of Jake Nova and Jackson Cross?
Yeah, this was enjoyable. Face Jake is interesting to me, like, because he's been a heel the last few times we've seen him, so it's just like, the way I took this show as was like, it was a WWE show in Canada. This was Bizarro World PWL,
Yeah.
where Todd went evil again just for the night. Jake Nova was all of a sudden a crowd favorite good guy. And I was like, what is happening in this place? It's just everything is upside down and back to front, and it was fun. And I love that curb stomp. That curb stomp is crazy. Looked awesome. I wasn't a huge fan of that finish. It's weird. It was like, what? I don't know what just happened. But obviously it's storyline, and we'll get more of this, which I'm happy about.
Yeah. And continuing on with some fun combinations, the heel team of Damian the Snake Daniels, The Misfit, and BK Calloway came out, with DSD being maybe not quite on the same page as Misfit and Calloway, which I think was a fun dynamic there for the heels to have that dynamic. But they were coming up against Bobby Bishop, who needed to find himself some tag team partners, and he found them in the form of the Stepdads in an unfortunately losing effort. Jamie, what did you think of the Stepdads teaming with Bobby Bishop to take on Calloway, Misfit, and DSD?
You mean Team Call Them Daddy? Is what I wrote down.
I'm not saying that.
That's what I think they are. Yeah, I thought this was really fun. I loved that idea of DSD trying his best and just failing and failing and failing and failing and failing. And then when he finally gets something right, they win. It was like the perfect storyline stuff. The Stepdads are crazy entertaining. Like, they are the sort of team that you put them on a show like this that doesn't get wrestling all the time, and they will connect. The crowd... There's no way a crowd is going to look at these guys and go, these guys aren't fun. And I thought it was really fun, and I want to see more of Misfit and BK Calloway as a team. I think that's a perfect combo.
Yeah, a couple of big creepy guys. It's good fun. Jeff, what did you think of this six-man tag match?
I absolutely loved this. I liked everything from Bobby's promo before the match, his quick little, oh, look, you know, I'm going to take you on by myself, you know, showing the baby face fire. But they've told me I've got to have two partners. And, you know, it was really nice. It was there was a sweetness to it, to that story of DSD not clicking and then getting the win by doing something right. It was just lovely. Yeah, so entertaining. So entertaining. And again, you know, some moves as tandems that look really, really good. So, yeah, loved it.
Yeah, I love when you see a tag team that works together. Bloody DJ in the chat saying the Stepdads are possibly the greatest tag team ever. When a gimmick is done well, it's perfect. Every time they're out there, it's so much fun. I'm still going to rally for the coffee mug that says, don't talk to me till I've had my professional wrestling. That's the piece of merch that I want to see. But it's that kind of tag team where everyone has here's the thing I want to see from the Stepdads. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's got that little idea in the back of their head of this would be a fun thing for them to do. And it's so wide and open that they do so many of those things. One of the things they do that I love is in Atomic Pro Wrestling, they are the tag team champions. And so they take the belts around in strollers. They've got a stroller for each of the titles that they push around. Like, it's that little stuff that really delivers, right?
I'm
and
sure
then you
there's
go from a little
dads in the crowd that are just there because their kids wanted to go to wrestling, and then they watch this and go, that's kind of me.
Yeah, absolutely. And that leads into the main event of this show, which was for the Pro Wrestling League Openweight Championship. Shaheen and Mitch Ryder both challenging for that title, held by the Australian sensation Craven, who managed to come out on top. Let's pass it to Jeff. What did you think of the main event here for the PWL Openweight title?
Shaheen just slipped right in there and was really, really quite impressive with two excellent workers. You know, we here are quite big fans of Mitch Ryder. Big surprise. And Craven is a tremendous act and such a solid worker. And I thought this was great. I think that they complemented each other because while I was watching this, I was like, geez, you know, this show had 3 three-way dance matches, and all 3 were great because all 3 were different. And this one really, really worked well. I wasn't sure, you know, they had me suspending my belief for one of Mitch's near falls. I was like, I think this is it. I think they're going to give it to him.
We wouldn't have been able to get out of town if we'd have done that.
That would have been old school territory days.
Yeah.
That would have. But I think that it was so enjoyable. I was so entertained by this. A really, really, really good main event. And you were great, Todd. You did. You didn't overextend the managership or the presence, because you don't have to in a match like this. But you did little bits now and then, and, you know, it was great. It was really nice to see you work heel. You know, and be a bit of a trouser snake.
Huge pop when he got super kicked too.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's the way it was supposed to be. It was one of those things, like when we were going into this show, I just pitched to the guys at Pro League, so look, why don't we just go heel for the night? Because we're not going to compete for cheers with Craven. He's the hometown guy. So why don't we just enhance him as the hometown guy by us just being the assholes for the night? We're not going to lose anything by it. And not much of the crowd will be coming down from Brisbane to watch this. So when we go back up, it's like bloody Montreal. You 100% right, Jamie. Like, Toowoomba's like Montreal as well. Everything is the wrong way around and is weird. So there are certain places you can do it. Like, we can go back there next year and just be baby faces. It would not take much. It would just take a promo, like we did to establish that we were heels. It was just that quick 30-second promo. Hey, we're assholes. I want you to eventually want me to get kicked or hit by Craven just because I've been a shit to him all night. So it's just easy storytelling.
Look, not to blow smoke, one of my favorite things in wrestling is watching Todd get hit, because he
Not just in wrestling.
There's a compliment
smoke,
coming.
bro.
There's a compliment coming. There's a compliment coming, I swear. Not only does Todd do the smarmy asshole bit so well, right? He so makes you want to see him get hit. And then it always gets just held and held and held until the perfect moment where it does go nuclear. And it's always, it feels amazing. It's so perfectly placed. It's not too much and it's not too little. And he always sells just more than you would expect to see someone sell, which is fun to watch. Like, I always think it's just great fun. Jamie, what did you think of this main event, Craven, Shaheen, and Mitch Ryder?
So I was really impressed, like Jeff was, with Shaheen. I obviously didn't know anything about him, so went into this being like, oh, let's see how this guy fits in. And holy crap, did he fit in. He was actually awesome, especially the moments where it was Shaheen and Mitch. The like, just moving really quickly, doing all three of them doing the kip-ups at the start. I was like, oh, okay, we're in for something special with these three in a tandem, and then like Craven can fly with them, but he's then also a brilliant base for the other two, and just really fun. Todd, that intro was incredibly obnoxious.
Thank you.
I was like, yeah, they're going to be baying for you to get punched at some point, and they were, and it paid off. The thing that really stood out to me, though, was Mitch's facial expressions. I don't think I've really noticed him do a lot of that previously, but there were a few spots where he hit moves and then like spun around, looked dead in the camera or out at the crowd, and just pulled this like big over the top sort of theatrical facial expression. And I was like, okay, I feel like he's learning from you, Todd, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it really made me like pop for like, he's like selling story and character more than I think I've seen him, because we all know he can do all the moves and do all the stuff, but then that character side came out and I was like, okay, this is a special progression in him. And also I have to ask, Lachlan, how does the song go again?
Which song was that, sorry?
Sandstorm?
Oh, yeah, that one.
Yeah, I loved when you did that on commentary. That got me good.
It's my chicken shit for the week, Jamie. I've got to be honest. No, it's not. If that's the worst thing I've seen all week. No, I pop for that as well, actually.
I was saying to a couple of people, as soon as we're outside of Brisbane, like the commentary just gets a little bit wackier. Like there's a little bit of
the whole show did.
Let's loosen the belt a notch. The whole show goes like that. And I think
crossed the border and everything went out the window.
Oh yeah. But I think that it brought an element of fun to it, right? Like, there was some serious grapples in there, right? But at the same time, I think overall this show was really fun. Was that the vibe that you got, Todd?
Yeah, the funny thing is that, like, over the last couple of shows, we've just had there's been a group of us that have had a running joke. Well, what do you do when you lost? Oh, you just drop a leg on a brother. So now, like, during a match at a random spot, Mitch will just drop a leg on a brother and look at me.
And then you scream it at him.
Yeah. You dropped a leg on a brother.
That came through.
Good. That's so good. I didn't know
All you hear is,
that's awesome.
You don't see Todd, you just hear in the background, you dropped the leg on a brother. And I was like, what the hell was that?
And I was like, I actually made a note that I should ask you what you'd said, because I couldn't make out every single word. So all I heard was,
that's why I don't know if you noticed, but like, I'm like laughing and so's Mitch because we both just popped ourselves.
Idiots.
Cool. Noting it down for commentary at White Bay this week.
No.
Yeah, I think like for a show like this in Coffs Harbour where you're bringing wrestling back for the first time in like 10 years or something, this was the perfect show to bring of just fun. You can't really go in there and have the blood feud or the crazy technical match. The audience isn't prepped for that yet. So to just go in there with this card of just fun stuff, perfect, and obviously it worked.
I don't think that audience will ever be prepped for that because we aren't there
enough. Yep.
So if we just go there once a year and have a fun show, or twice a year, or however many times they want us to go there and do a fun show, that's all that crowd wants for the night.
Yeah, you treat it like Canada. It's PWL's Bizarro land.
Yeah, it's like our own little house show that isn't really a house show.
I really also want to shout out the fact that nothing, as befits this crowd, and normally from me this would be a slight criticism, nothing except the main event was overlong. The main and the tag match were the two that kind of went into a longer match territory. Everything else moved along at a nice clip, and it's a compliment that it moved along at a nice clip, because it meant that the audience never kind of rested on their laurels or got fatigued by anything that was being presented, and I think that's really smart.
And on top of that, I also think that as much as everything that was here was fun, it wasn't fun the same way twice in a row, or even throughout the whole card, right? Like the Yeet Stevens Jesse Love match, where you've got these two big guys doing broad characters, is different to the Blackwell Dante Andino, like really fast paced character, two heels, one babyface, which is different to, the main event, which is the high flying stuff, which is different to the stepdads and Bobby Bishop doing the goofy character stuff. Like, I think the number of flavors that were here was really fun as well, and it means that I find it really watchable. And where can you watch it? And how much will it cost to watch it there? Guess what? It's free on YouTube. Head to YouTube, search for Pro Wrestling League. You'll find Chaos in Coffs on YouTube for free to watch at your leisure. Yeah, Jeff.
Lachlan, I have a question for you. This is directly for you. Do you see yourself as a babyface commentator? Do you see yourself as a...
Commentator? Yes. Podcaster? No.
No, you're a fucking heel in this room, and I don't know why.
Well and truly.
Yeah.
That's a long clip.
Oh my god, that's
not even the soundboard. That's just Tom.
You overrode me. It's like, no, keep going, bro.
Lachlan got booed more than Todd ever has.
That's incredible. Look, this one, obviously being on the card means I'm a bit biased, but I'm, doing the commentary because I love watching Pro Wrestling League shows, and I think this one was a blast to watch. So go check it out on YouTube. Are there any closing thoughts on this show that you boys haven't mentioned yet?
I just really, it's so impressive to watch Solomon. Like, you talk about someone who's growing at a good rate. Solomon is right there. He's just, fantastic. Great wrestler.
Too good. But yeah, and thankfully, right, we're in a time where, because he's still doing that over in Perth as well as in Brisbane, and there's so many guys over there who are doing amazing stuff, and they've got a big show coming up over there, right? Reawakening 24 is on December 13th at Willetton Stadium. The tickets are on sale for it now. If you want a taste of what's going to be on that show, you've got a main event with the EPW Championship on the line. James Hartness defending against Marcus Pitt in a steel cage. Not only that, you've got the finals for the EPW Invitational. You got a semi-final with Damian Slater versus Lucas Fantasia. You got another one with Mikey Broderick versus Solomon Blackwell. Then whoever wins those are going to go into the final. On top of that, there's an EPW Coastal title match with Rogan Kargas versus Dustin Connors. And in the last few days, we've had some tag team announcements. You're going to see the purveyors of work rate, Chris J. Lazarus and Elijah Henry, defend their tag team title in a gauntlet match against who knows. And there's going to be another tag team match with Simply the Best, Adonis Matthews and Matty Riggs, taking on the reuniting 2.5 wrestlers. That's right, Dan Moore and Jesse Lambert back together. So much fun stuff to come on that show. If you're in Perth and you're not going to Willetton Stadium for Reawakening 24, I don't know what to tell you. Tickets are on sale now.
What are you doing?
13th of December. Get there, Reawakening 24. It's going to be huge. And it's not the only huge show that's coming up, in the next few weeks in Australia, because MCW Endgame is on December 7th at the Melbourne Pavilion. mcwtix.com.au. Go there straight away because over 700 tickets have already sold. There's only a couple of seats and standing room left, so get on it quick. And you're going to see why when I run through this card, right? MCW Tag Team Title Ladder Match. Water Rapids versus the Natural Classics versus the Dropouts. You got the Fight for Freedom with Lucky O'Leary versus Lucas Fantasia. You've got the MCW Intercommonwealth on the title on the line with Adam Brooks defending against Ricky South. You've got Jarvis one-on-one with Tommy Knight. There's a 15-man battle royal. And on top of that, the main event, one of the biggest main events, of the year, the vacant MCW World Championship Fatal 4-Way. Robbie Thorpe, Matt Hayter, Slex, Edward Dusk. That's a 4-way match that could go 4 ways, let me tell you. Like, impossible to call. What a stacked show that's going to happen on December 7th at the Melbourne Pavilion. That's MCW Endgame. You can get your tickets at mcwtix.com.au, mcwtix.com.au. It's crazy how massive the wrestling shows are getting in Australia. And not only that, they're constant, right? Like just this weekend in Aussie wrestling, we've got a huge lineup. We'll give a shout out to Michael Lee at the Australian Wrestling Community Facebook page, one of the great announcers in the country, who has put together a list and sent it through to us so that we can run through all of these shows. Check it out. If you're in WA, you've got New Horizons Pro Wrestling Perth, Australia's final chapter 16, Mana's Birthday Bash. That's on Friday, November 28th in Morley and Saturday, November 29th in Success. If you're in New South Wales, you've got Australian Wrestling Superstars in Mortdale on Saturday, November 29th. Also on Saturday, November 29th is Newey Pro's Breakout. And on Saturday, November 29th is Integrity Sports Entertainment's Legacy. You've also got up here in Queensland, Venom Pro Wrestling are doing Final Destination 3 on Saturday, November 29th. Todd and I, though, on Saturday, November 29th, are going to be at Wide Bay Pro Wrestling's Hall Brawl, which is going to have an MCW Intercommonwealth title match, by the way, because Certified Puppy is taken on Adam Brooks. So there is the possibility of a change in that MCW card. Keep an eye out for that. Meanwhile, down in Victoria, you've got PCW Slam featuring Evolution tomorrow night, Friday, November 28th. MXW Pro Wrestling's All for One, Golden Opportunity, and Horsham Hangover are happening on Friday, November 28th, Saturday, November 29th, and Sunday, November 30th. You also got Malice Wrestling Federation's Supremacy on Saturday, November 29th, and on Saturday, November 29th is Mayhem Pro's King of Colac, Collision in Colac show. That's going to be massive. We love what Mayhem Pro's been doing lately. And there's international talent coming to Australia as well. World Series Wrestling's Rise Against is going to be heading over in May. Here's a list of talent. We've got Bishop. Oh, bugger. Give me a second. Has that fixed it? Hopefully it has.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, Bishop Dyer has been announced. He's the former happy.
I'm going to get.
I remember.
I'm going to have to get something on the soundboard that is just like a submarine diving or something. Yeah.
You've got Bishop Dyer on this Rise Against World Series Wrestling tour, as well as the Good Brothers Nick Nemeth, Shotzi, Matt Cardona, Killer Cross, and Scarlett Bordeaux, Priscilla Kelly, Matt Riddle. And if you're like me, hell, if you're someone that's listening to Wrestle Radio Australia, you've got taste in wrestling, so you'll be excited for the announcement of a man like Doris, who has been announced. Man, that's going to be so cool. Seeing that, up and coming UK talent heading over. If you want dates, I can give you dates for the World Series Wrestling Rise Against tour. On Friday, the 15th of May, they're going to be in Adelaide at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. In Melbourne, you can catch them on Saturday, the 16th and Sunday, the 17th of May in the Melbourne Pavilion. In New South Wales, Penrith Panthers is going to host the tour on Monday, the 18th of May. You can get your tickets right now at worldserieswrestling.com.au. So get over there now and grab those tickets. Ranger Mitch is exactly right. Doris is going to be great to see. Fingers crossed.
Look, Lachlan, we're not the only weirdos.
Yeah, I know. There's someone else. Macho Man Andy Savage also saying I've proper popped for man like Doris. That's awesome.
One of us.
You mean people that would sit down and watch a 4-hour podcast of Australian wrestling on a Thursday night might like that guy as well? What a shock.
Unreal. A full 2/3 of the people excited for men like Doris are here tonight. It's so good. That's a joke. He's obviously going to be absolutely stellar. But yeah, I think that tour is shaping up to be so good. I'm really crossing my fingers we do get a sneaky Queensland date in there. I'm really hoping. Because otherwise I might have to travel down to Penrith to see men like Doris. My goodness. All right. That's the first half of the show. That's just the Aussie wrestling, because there's also a huge amount happening internationally. We've got WWE news. We've got AEW news with the Continental Classic. We've got, New Japan Pro Wrestling stuff to go through. We've got our chicken shit. We've got our chicken salad. It's all coming up, and you can catch us talking about what's going on around the world in wrestling.
Hang on. Before you throw to the break, I think you should sing us to the break doing Sandstorm Biter.
Right after this.
Thanks, guys. Back to you.
Attention, trading card collectors! Are you ready to take your collection to the next level? Dive into the action with the limited edition Australian Wrestling Card, showcasing the most electrifying talents Australia has to offer. Imagine owning cards featuring legends such as Robbie Eagles, Shazza McKenzie, Shane Hayes, Madison Eagles, and many, many more. But that's not all. You'll also snag cards of the iconic referees, commentators, and announcers, just like me, Lord Andy Coyne, to truly capture the spirit of Australian independent wrestling. And as our homegrown talent continues to dominate the world stage, OzRest cards are destined to become hot commodities. Not only will you be owning a valuable piece of wrestling history, but you'll also be supporting the amazing wrestlers and talented photographers behind the magic. So don't wait. Grab your Australian wrestling cards now at pariomagazine.com.au/OzRes cards. Order today and kickstart your collection with a bang.
Keeping you in check, keeping you obsessed. Play me on repeat endlessly in your head. Anytime it hurts, play another verse. I can be your sanctuary. No, I'm the only one right now. I will love you more when it all burns down. More than power, more than gold. Yeah, you gave me your heart, now I'm here for your soul. I'm the only one who loves your sins. Feel the way my voice gets underneath your skin.
Well, fellas, Endgame is just around the corner, and it's been a hell of a year for Melbourne City Wrestling, but more importantly, it's been a hell of a year for myself. You know, I beat that flog Robbie Thorpe to become a 5-time Inter-Commonwealth champion. I've been stepping into the ring with some of the very best up-and-coming talent all over the country. I've been proving that I'm one of the very best, not only in the country, but all over the world. And that brings me to December 7th at Endgame. Rocky's putting me into the ring with Ricky South. Now, Ricky, me and you, dude, we're 1-1. I beat you in Sydney, and you've beat me here in Melbourne. But things are a little bit different now. Let's compare our years. I've been on a roll. I'm a 5-time champion. Ricky, you lost the MCW championship. You didn't win the Ballroom Brawl. It seems like the Icons have wiped their hands and are sick and tired of using you. And then you went to Vegas and you got knocked out. But don't get me wrong, Ricky, I know the type of talent that you are. I consider you one of the very best professional wrestlers in the country. I know we're going to have a fight. I'm going to be battered. I'm going to be bruised. But when that final bell is rung, I'm going to be standing in the middle of the ring still the MCW Inter-Commonwealth champion.
Maybe the last 2 years are catching up to me. My back hurts, my knee hurts, my elbow hasn't been right since ballroom. I've got a scar like a dint in my head. I'm getting pins and needles in my pinkies. Right now would be the perfect opportunity for someone to think that they could take me out. Isn't that right, hater? And to be honest, I'd be disappointed if you didn't try, but I'm not mad. I'm not mad with how you've leapfrogged to the front of the line. I'm not mad with how competitive the championship scene is with you now in it. No, see this, it invigorates me. This is the kind of competition that MCW was built on. I'm not going to give you the satisfaction of running off all your accolades. I'm sure you'll do that yourself. So I'm just going to get straight to the point. This is a hell of an opportunity at your fingertips. But this is much more than that for me. This is everything that the last 2 years have built to. See, you can make your jokes, be the funny man. Make it all something that you can laugh away if Endgame doesn't go your way, but I will stand here and tell you that this is everything to me. And at Endgame, I am going to fight like there is nothing on the other side. So please, think that I am the easy target. Think that I am your opportunity to seize. And at Endgame, I will eat you alive.
To be MCW World Heavyweight Champion, you're going to have to make some sacrifices. And to be in that match at Endgame, you've had to make some serious ones. Edward Dusk, Matt Hayter, Slex, and Robbie Thorpe have all had to sacrifice something to get to that match. There's no doubt about that. And I could sit here right now and talk about all the sacrifices that I've had to make. The broken bones, the broken down friendships, relationships, the missed birthdays, weddings, funerals. And I could sit here and talk about all those things and all the sacrifices that I had to make, but I would be lying. Because I haven't had to make those sacrifices. I wanted to make those sacrifices. Because I don't plan on being 1 in a million, 1 in a billion, or 1 in a trillion. I plan on being the only one, the one of one. And to be that, to do that, the more sacrifices have to be made.
Hey everybody, it's Radar Superstar Cope, Adam Copeland. I got a bunch of handles. Anyway, call me what you want, but you are listening to WRA, Wrestle Radio Australia.
Welcome back to Making Chicken Salad, the Wrestle Radio Australia show where we talk about everything going on around the world of wrestling. And I'll tell you what's going around the world of wrestling at the moment. It's injuries. Once again, we've got another WWE superstar out with injury, and this time Penta out with a shoulder injury. It's going to be disappointing for somebody who has been in the company for, in the grand scheme of things, not that long, and has been seemingly really high on the roster to now be out in the kind of, end of the year starting to lead up to the Rumble. Got to be disappointing, right?
Well, we don't know how long this is going to be. All we know is that a match got called off on Raw because of it. Massively disappointing because they just in AAA put the Lucha Brothers back together.
Yeah, that was the thing that immediately popped to mind for me. So I was like, that sucks.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that, I was like, Jesus. But yeah, hopefully it's not something that's that, because I know, well, the story goes that he popped the shoulder out and was trying to pop it back in on during the match so he could continue to wrestle, and he just couldn't get it in. That's why they ended up calling the match. Apparently, he was never supposed to win that match anyway, which I found like dumbfounded, because I don't know why you want to see like Solo and Gunther in the next round over Solo and Penta, but
yeah,
it is what it is. Hopefully not too long an injury though.
And the fact that he was trying to pop it back in, that kind of suggests to me that this has happened to him before. So potentially it won't be too much of a timeout.
Yeah,
fingers crossed.
Depends on how bad it was when it dislocated.
It's a shame because the company is showing a lot of faith in him. They're putting him in good matches, good positions. He's given a lot of time. They clearly see him as a star.
A lot of pyro too.
And rightly so, yeah. Yeah, a hell of a lot of pyro. Over like Rover, like the crowds love him, which is completely understandable. So I hope this doesn't kind of dampen his momentum.
Yeah, fully agree. And, no surprise that I hope things go good for Penta. We've been in his corner. Speaking of returns, Rollins is targeting a WrestleMania season for his return from injury. Hopefully he'll be able to be on that WrestleMania card, and there's a lot of, things that he would be able to do there, whether it's, taking on the Vision, rejoining the Vision, like probably not rejoining after the...
I was going to say, that'd be a weird spin.
It'd be weird, but he's also still quite clearly got the heel persona ready to go. Like, I don't know if you pivot him full babyface if it's back for me. Maybe I don't.
Like, he comes back, he's full babyface.
Yeah,
the crowd will make him full babyface.
See, I guess you get the return pop, but I still see him as a heel. I don't know. I guess it's just that I don't like babyface Seth. I find him really boring as a babyface.
He also hasn't been out that long. It's not like he's been out for like a year and a half.
Yeah, it's been a month so far. So by Mania, it'll be 6 months,
Yeah.
So
And
we'll
you'll be
see.
happy to see him then.
Yeah, that's... we'll see. Becky Lynch says that she was warned about a male member of the WWE roster earlier in her career. During an appearance on Bert Kreischer's podcast released on Tuesday evening, Lynch was discussing how she and her husband Seth Rollins began seeing each other. She said that at the time she had been warned to, quote, stay away from the boys, and specifically mentioned one male talent who was alleged to blacklist wrestlers after making advances towards them. There's been speculation as to who that might be. We'll leave it at that, perhaps.
Yes, we don't want to break those walls down.
Yeah, that's right. You don't want to highlight them, fully light up their jacket. But I think it's really disappointing that even at that point in the industry, like you've still got the stay away from the boys mentality. That sucks. I know that this isn't a surprise and it's not new, but
I think the stay away from the boys thing is just a general rule anyway. It's like a don't shit where you eat rule.
Yeah.
Exactly what I was about
really.
Yeah, it's no different to like people in
not stay away from the boys, they're all dangerous. It's like stay away from the boys, you work with them.
Yeah.
You don't stop any of them.
It's
but
the same as like in an office, like
blacklisted.
Yeah, that's one in particular.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, the general warning of stay away from the boys is more of like an office thing. Like, just try not to, because it's just going to cause more problems for everyone else.
Yeah, Bloody DJ says no workplace romance is permitted.
Yeah, wow.
Like that's,
Lachlan,
that's
stay away.
Encouraged.
Yeah,
They're not
that's
encouraged.
right.
can't really
That's
say
right.
they're not permitted when half the rosters married to each other nowadays.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But instead of looking back, let's look forward because the WWE Survivor Series War Games is coming November 29th. That's this weekend. So we've got the full card ready to go. We've got the Women's World Championship with Stephanie Vaquer defending against Nikki Bella, the Intercontinental Championship with John Cena defending against Dom Mysterio. We've got the Women's War Games match with Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Alexa Bliss, and Charlotte Flair taking on Nia Jax, Lash Legend, Asuka, and Kairi Sane. And the Men's War Game match with CM Punk, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Cody Rhodes, and Roman Reigns taking on Logan Paul, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Drew McIntyre, and Brock Lesnar. Hey boys, do we want to have a quick competition? A quick prediction game? Only 4 matches.
I was going to say, do you want to write them down? Because I don't want to write them down.
Yeah, let's do it. All right. Let's
I've
go
already got
from
mine written
the top.
down.
Leave the ball ready to go. All right, let's go.
Not to break that sounder.
Bottom up, Women's World Championship, Stephanie Vaquer against Nikki Bella. Jamie, do you have Vaquer defending here?
Yes.
Yeah, probably not a shock. Let's go around the table. Jeff, have you got Vaquer as well?
No, Jeff has Nikki for sure.
You're joking,
Jeff
right?
says, God, I
You're
hope so.
fucking joking.
It's that thing of, hey, sometimes you got to bet on the thing you hate because it's WWE and they'll do it. No, that's not convincing him. He's going Vaquer. Todd, is it Vaquer all round? Because I'm going.
Yeah,
Steph's
I think
got to keep
it's
it, right?
Yeah.
If it's not, it's a problem. Okay, this is a little more interesting though. I see title on the line and John Cena defending against Dominic Mysterio. Presumably, he could lose it to Dominic Mysterio, or he could defend it here and lose it in his final match. But does that take away the unpredictability of the final match? Because he won't retire with the title, right? What do we do here? Let's start with Jeff. John Cena, Dominic Mysterio.
It's not unprecedented that people do retire with the title. Trish Stratus did it. So it's not
Sting.
unprecedented.
Surely
Saying
did it
that,
3 times.
Yeah. Sting did it just earlier this year.
Sting's done it. It's not unprecedented, but saying that, I do think Dominic Mysterio is going to win this by absolute shenanigans and bullshit.
Taking the Dom. What about you, Todd? Are you taking Dom as well?
If they would have decided the finalist before this, I would have taken Dom. Because I think if Gunther wins it, I think Gunther affects that match in some way, shape, or form. But I can't see John walking out not the champion.
Taking
I can't see
Cena?
him having lose. I can't see him having him lose going into his final match.
Lose his last 2.
Yeah.
I'll take a slightly different approach to it. I can't see him beating Dom twice in a row. I don't think you have a rematch against Dom unless he plans on putting Dom over. So I'm taking Dirty Dom Mysterio for this one. Jamie, Cena or Mysterio? Who have you got?
I'll take John Cena.
All right, 50-50 split on that match.
Literally splitting that one. That's the sign of good build and a good match, despite the fact
That's
Cena's
exactly right.
really been there.
In saying that, we'll see if we split our opinions on the rest of the card. The Women's War Games match. Let's start with you for this one, Todd. Do you have the baby faces, Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Alexa Bliss, and Charlotte Flair, or the heels, Nia Jax, Lash Legend, Asuka, and Kairi Sane?
I think we've got the babies.
I'm going to agree with you there, and the reason that I'm saying that is I think Lash Legend loses basically nothing by being pinned in War Games, right? Like, for somebody who is that fresh to the main roster, she can take a pin in War Games off any of Rhea, Io, Bliss, or Charlotte, and it's not going to affect her negatively at all. I think baby faces have got it with that addition.
Yeah, she's
Jamie,
definitely like one of those things that is not like the other when you look at those teams.
Oh, yeah. Jamie, who do you have?
The Super Babyface team. I think that team is incredibly stacked, and I don't think Lash Legend take the pin.
You don't?
I think Kairi Sane takes the pin.
Agreed.
Could be.
Agreed.
Jeff agrees. Do you think that's to build up to some Asuka Kairi confrontation down the line?
I think so because they've been teasing, like They've been teasing that Kai was even more reluctant as a heel until now.
But aren't they the tag champs?
Yeah, but I still think they're going to lose. I think that the women's tag belts aren't really as valued as anyone would like them to be.
I'm actually going to put our predictions for who takes the pin into this as well. That's fun. Just as an extra little thing.
It's a good
there.
extra tiebreaker if needed.
That's exactly right. So let's move on then to the men's war games. I'll start with Jamie. Do you have the baby faces of Punk, Jay, Jimmy, Cody, and Roman, or the heels of the Vision, Logan Paul, Bron Breakker, Bronson Reed, Drew McIntyre, and Brock Lesnar?
I will take the team of He Who Must Not Be Named.
That's the
heels.
The heel team I will put down. No worries. Jeff, who do you have for this one?
I actually have to agree with Jamie. I have the heels. I think Logan Paul is going to pin CM Punk.
Ooh, that's a fun prediction. I'm also taking the heels, but mostly just because I don't think you get two babyface teams winning war games in the one night, which makes the predictions a little bit less fun. But I think if you've got the babyfaces winning the women's, and I really don't see a way that they aren't, I think you have to have the heels win the men's, or else you get a whole lot of what was this pay-per-view for. Todd?
Well, being that you've all gone heel, I'll just go contrary, and I'll say face.
Face, brackets,
okay,
contrarian.
Yeah.
The problem is now,
nothing to back this up.
if he's right, he's going to rub that in our faces as if to say, like, look how smart I am, when he was just doing it to piss us off.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. Absolutely
I'm
is.
actually telling you I'm
You've
saying
gone-
that right
you've
now.
gone the faces.
I'm telling you so
You've
I
gone
can
the-
play the Alvarez.
You've gone the faces. It's locked in. Who do you think will win?
The faces.
Legitimately.
Why do you think the faces are going to win, Todd?
Oh, because they'll beat the heels.
Yeah, there we go. Well, I know that giggle.
One of them will pin the other one.
Oh, I get it now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look.
Yeah.
While we're in a predicting mood,
That's his prediction. That's his prediction. One of them will pin the other one.
Yeah.
One of them will pin the other one. I'm bound to be right.
Oh, not if there's a submission.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. Macho Man Andy Savage's prediction, I predict another Brock botch. The Karma train appears stuck at the station. That'll be fun. Look, I think while we're predicting, let's move on to predict something else, and that's over in AEW. The 2025 AEW Continental Classic has just kicked off, and we've got some participants. We'll have the results, but we'll talk about those after we've picked some winners. In the Gold League, you've got the Continental Champion Kazuchika Okada, as well as Darby Allin, Pac, Kevin Knight, Speedball Mike Bailey, and Kyle Fletcher. Meanwhile, in the Blue League, the IWGP Heavyweight Champion Konosuke Takeshita is in the league, as well as John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, and Mascara Dorada. We're going to have each pick a Gold League winner, a Blue League winner, and an overall winner. So let's start with the Gold League. Okada, Allen, Pac, Kevin Knight, Speedball, Mike Bailey, Kyle Fletcher. Jamie, you're the one who watches the most AEW and does it all live. Why don't you take away with a Gold League prediction?
And free on Twitch. Sorry.
Kyle Fletcher.
You know what? That's such a nice prediction. I'm going to steal it from you because that was my prediction from the get-go, and it might be the whole way round. We've got a message from Macho Man Andy Savage in the chat saying the first match between Kyle and Okada today fucking ruled. Okada has found his final form as an quote-unquote American pro wrestler. Todd, who do you have for Gold League?
I think Okada.
Mm-hmm. That was my secondary pick because I think there's a chance that you have Okada win, but then Fletcher's the guy who beat him in the Classic, so you've got the pre-built feud there, right?
Well, it is top two that go through.
Top two go through. Do we want to predict two each?
Because it's the semi-finals and final are on World's End.
Ooh, that's a really good point. So you know what? I might go ahead and predict Fletcher and Okada.
Yeah, that's mine.
How about that?
I've got Fletcher 1, Okada 2.
Yeah, I think all four of us are picking that.
Are we all picking Fletcher
all four
Okada?
of us are picking that.
Yeah, you have to.
All right,
Yeah.
but we've got to do it in order, right? Do you have Todd, you got Okada 1, Fletcher 2?
Yeah.
Jeff?
I'm going to go Fletcher Okada. Fletcher 1 Okada.
Fletcher 1, Okada 2. All right, now let's talk the Blue League. Also worth noting that with that, Kyle Fletcher does have the win over Kazuchika Okada. Also in that league, Kevin Knight has a win over Darby Allin, which, again, sometimes these results can go ways you're not expecting. I don't know if anyone would have picked Knight over Allin, but in these leagues, you get fun things.
That was
Meanwhile,
a great match
Blue
as well.
League, yeah, lots of
Shock
fun.
horror, all of the matches that have happened so far, awesome.
Yeah, it's like seriously, when the like quote unquote worst wrestler in the tournament is Kevin Knight, like that's the level of quality and he is like such a good worker. This league is beyond stacked. So for Blue League, you've got Takeshita, Moxley, Castagnoli, Cassidy, Strong, and Dorada. Again, I might start it with well, you know what? Let's go the other way this time. We'll go opposite direction. Jeff, who do you have as your number 1 and number 2 for Blue League?
Takeshita 1. I can't hear you, Lachlan.
You're underwater.
You're underwater, and Todd's trying to be funny with fucking music.
Todd's got the damn Jeopardy music playing.
Do you want to can that, please, so I can think for a second?
Can't believe
music.
Can't believe underwater covered up me saying Jeff Pity.
It's literally called Jeopardy thinking music.
I'm going to go with Moxley. Yeah, it'll be Moxley.
Takeshita Moxley is the call from Jeff. Todd, who do you have as 1 and 2 from Blue League?
Takeshita and Claudio, because I think I think they get rid of Moxley in this tournament.
I was going to predict actually a big win for Claudio in this bracket with Takeshita as number 2. And Jamie?
I just don't see Takeshita losing a match.
Yeah, leading into a world title defense on January 4th.
I think you might get, because do they go to like time limit draws in the tournament?
Yes.
I think that you get Takeshita and Claudio going to time limit draw, and I think Takeshita also has one more time limit draw in the tournament, maybe against Moxley. And so I think Claudio takes number 1. That's my prediction there. It's not a good prediction, but that's my prediction. Who do you have, Jamie?
I have Takeshita at 1 and Claudio at 2. Moxley faces Claudio next week. I thought they would be I thought their match would be their final matches, and it would be like Claudio costs Moxley from advancing. But yeah, so
maybe they're not even doing that.
Maybe, but TK doesn't really tease things without paying them off like that.
Very true. So now,
I'm glad I picked Moxley just from the perspective of everything else we've chosen is exactly the same.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Yes, it certainly is. So, you know what, Jeff? As you're the only person with a slightly different prediction beyond order, you've got 4 people to pick from as your overall winner. Is it Fletcher, Okada, Takeshita, or Moxley, do you think?
Sorry, you did break up there for me. I think Takeshita's winning this.
Oh, bloody hell, Todd. All right, Todd, as your punishment, you've got to predict Takeshita next. Who are you predicting?
I think it's an Okada Takeshita final.
Yeah.
And I think Takeshita wins.
All right, I'll predict Takeshita next. I'm going to say Takeshita. And then, Jamie, who's your prediction?
I wore pink for a reason.
Oh, you think it's
the proto-star Kyle Fletcher?
You know what?
And then he's going to come in there and talk a whole bunch of mad shit and say, I won this tournament. I deserve a title shot in Sydney.
Oh, it's really good. The problem that I have is that if I change to Fletcher, then the only difference between my prediction and Jamie's prediction is order. But you know what? That's true at the moment between me and Todd. So bugger it. I'm going to change to Fletcher as well. I think that's right. I think it's Fletcher's moment to ascend.
TK loves a hometown hero moment.
I think Don Callis makes a call and takes Takeshita over Okada.
Yeah. Interesting. But see, as much as we're all going in the same direction for the end, like there's a whole lot of interesting ways that it could go. Like there's a lot of really interesting potential matchup. I mean, the matches are going to be great, but potential final lineups are really interesting, and ways that certain things can go are really interesting, right?
And like the fun thing with these sort of round robin tournaments too isn't necessarily the finalists and the winners. It's who ends up having the breakout year. Like,
yes,
Brody King had, Beast Mortos had, Claudio's had a bit of a breakout year as well. Last year, Kyle Fletcher proved that I belong in this sort of caliber of field. So, yeah,
That's
there's
what
people can break
I
out.
kind of don't like about them having Kevin Knight and Speedball in there. You've got so many other guys that are singles competitors that could have used that.
Yeah.
Whereas they're like prime examples to go after FTR and the tag titles.
Yep.
So why are you putting them in this tournament?
Yeah, we like
I
to see
don't
like
get that.
Oh, and I like them.
Because this particularly is about work rate. This tournament's all about work rate. Like,
You've
love
got
or
plenty of
hate
guys on that
Moxley.
roster can work.
The guy
You've
works.
got Jay White sitting there ready to go.
Yeah. But he wants the best workers in this tournament. Look at them. There's not a fucking brute carrier among them. They're all great.
Jay White,
You might
noted
not like
brick
the
carrier.
style of Darby Allin.
Yeah. Clip that, please, Todd.
No,
How many
like
matches
I
do you
fully
think that they have like Dorada winning?
well, like
In
Alex Fireheart in the
league?
chat.
Look at it. Like, who's he going to lose to in that league? Aside from maybe Strong.
Fireheart in the chat saying, I'm kind of disappointed Mox didn't lose to Dorada because it would have been very funny if he'd gone 0-5.
I kind of thought he was going to.
I thought Mox was just going to lose everything.
Yeah.
And then that was going to be the reason that Claudio and Pac just went, well, screw this guy. He can't even win. I wanted him to tap every match. Because he's been tapping.
Maybe
be
that's
fun.
why, because
It'd be
Mascara Dorada doesn't have a sub move.
Yeah.
His weakness is submission wrestlers.
Yeah, everyone else in that field can submit him.
Yeah.
So look, we've made our predictions. I've got to put on the voice because we have results from Full Gear. So let me just have a quick sip of water.
Get the picture ready, Tom.
Jesus.
AEW Full Gear 2025, the CMLL Trios title kicked off with El Sky Team, Mascara Dorada, Mystico, and Neon defeating the Don Callis family of Hechicero, Kazuchika Okada, and Konosuke Takeshita. Then Pac defeated Darby Allin in a four-way tag team match. Timeless Love Bombs, Mina Shirakawa and Tony Storm defeated the Babes of Wrath, Hayley Cameron and Willow Nightingale, Marina Shafir and Megan Payne with Penelope Ford, and the Sisters of Sin, Julia Hart and Sky Blue. As well as at the AEW World Tag Team titles, FTR, Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood with Stokely defeated Brodito, Bandito, and Brody King to become the new AEW World Tag Team Champions. For the AEW National title in a Casino Gauntlet match, Ricochet became the inaugural champion by defeating Bobby Lashley, Claudio Castagnoli, Daniel Garcia, Kevin Knight, Mark Davis, Matt Menard, Mike Bailey, Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, Shelton Benjamin, and Wheeler Yuta. Then in a no-holds-barred match, Kyle O'Reilly defeated John Moxley with Marina Shafir. In an AEW TNT title no disqualification match, Mark Briscoe defeated Kyle Fletcher to become the new champion. In a $1 million six-man tag team match, Josh Alexander and the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, defeated Jurassic Express, Jack Perry and Luchasaurus, as well as Kenny Omega, who then reunited with the Young Bucks in a moment. In an AEW Women's World title match, Chris Statlander defended the title against Mercedes. And in an AEW World title steel cage match, Samoa Joe defeated Adam and the new AEW World Champion. Some quite surprising results, including 3 titles.
Underwater, man.
It's when you talk too much.
Some quite surprising
No, 'cause it'll
results
always be
there,
happening.
considering what Lachlan was going to say. What were your matches of the night?
Go on, Jamie.
I liked the Casino Gauntlet. I liked Moxley and O'Reilly. And the world title was great. My biggest problem was the layout of this card was all fuckadoo. It was all messed up.
It was fuckadoo.
It was fuckadoo. And there's a picture of under fuckadoo in the dictionary. There's a picture of this card. That's
Yeah. Like, it was just so imbalanced. It was like, what is happening here? All of the chaos is back to back to back.
Yeah, there's no breaking it up at all, was there, really?
Yeah, the women were in the shittiest spot to be in because it was like blood, the awe moment. Oh crap, now the women have to do some stuff. And then world title match, more blood. I was like, what? They're screwed. 6 hours into a goddamn show.
You know what I found was like?
It was a good match.
I just thought it was dumb, right? Is it that four-way, the women's four-way tag team match, right? The winners got to pick the stipulation of their semi-final match. There's another semi-final match going on, so they just have a normal match.
Yeah, the other women have a normal match, and then they're having a holiday death match next week.
Death match.
¿Por qué, though? Why? Why the fuck? Why?
Yeah, why would you disadvantage yourself in that way? Wouldn't you say, oh, we're going to have a pillow fight, so we're not going to get hurt and we'll be good to go the following week?
Yeah.
I also have a feeling the final for that tournament isn't happening until World's End. I think they're drawing this out.
Yeah, that would make sense, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Yeah, I'm just so... I find Ricochet so mid at the moment.
Yeah, he's
I
trying to
was
do this weird, like, obnoxious heel thing where it sneaks through to Twitter, and it's just not working for me.
Yeah, I was just like, okay, cool.
I think part of that reason. I think part of that reason is because I don't think that's genuinely him. You know what? I think he's actually, he's probably just your normal kind of guy, and I think that giving him a definite heel character like this is probably not quite true to who he is.
The problem is, mate, you think that they gave him this character.
Yeah, this is him. This is him doing this character.
Having the character.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, look...
Yeah, that's a good point.
But I think, like, the amount of Twitter nonsense that's there with it, it feels dependent on that, and I'm just not interested in that, unfortunately. You know?
The Temu Andrew Tate character is not great.
Yeah, exactly. And it only works if it's in Queensland and he calls himself the hyper male, okay? That's the only one I'll accept.
Also, can we just talk quickly about the design of that belt?
Oi.
Oh,
because,
my God.
Jamie and I had a full-on bitch fest at each other about this belt the whole way through. I'm like, it's just the NWA TV title rebadged.
Yeah. It's a straight
And the
knockoff.
NWA yeah, and the NWA, I'm pretty sure, still use that TV title.
Yep.
They
with
do.
That
It's a
design,
current belt.
with the
Because their current champion, as soon as it was revealed, posted a photo of himself holding said belt.
yeah, like why wouldn't you at least maybe change the color to blue or something? If you're going to do that, at least.
We have the money to design something fresh.
Yeah, but he doesn't want it fresh. You know, he's a
We have
he's
the
a Crockett
technology.
Mark.
Oh yeah,
He's a Crockett
it's
Mark, so
his
he's always
tribute,
gonna-
but I imagine at some point we see Ricochet defend this title in the NWA because apparently Billy Corgan has given his blessing to do this belt, and I think the only way he would have done that is if he was like, "Well, I get the champion's coming here at some point, right?"
I just think it's so. Like, why didn't you just do the television title design? Like they are classic NWA television title design or something. You know, it's just. I just think it's silly.
You know how sometimes we rag on Lachlan for getting into the minutiae of wrestling?
Yeah, well, I'm a belt mark.
Have you seen the belt, Jeff, and the belt that it's based on?
Yeah.
It's a
Do
straight
you think
rip-off.
we get a Tony Khan smiling politely joke?
Probably.
I think it's possible. I think there's a world in which it happens.
Thanks, guys. Back to you.
So, moving on to what the show is named for, chicken salad and chicken shit. It's been a big week. Let's start by getting the things that we didn't enjoy this week. I'll pass it to Jamie. Jamie, what was your chicken shit this week?
So we just were speaking about belts. My problem is more belts. What the hell are you doing, Tony Khan? This overly convoluted continental, international, undisputed, unified championship crap. What is happening here? Because at the start of this tournament, Okada relinquished the continental title because the winner of this tournament will win that belt. But he's been carrying the unified title for the last 8-9 months because it has unified the international and the continental title. So they announced him as the unified champion when he came out today, but he was carrying the international belt because technically he's not a unified champion now because he only has one belt.
He'll still be the unified champion until the end of the tournament.
Yeah, so like, why did we even bring this belt in? It's just, he could have just carried the two belts.
Because it was a gimmick for Tony to use.
I know, I hate it. It's just...
What happens to that belt if he loses this tournament?
Which belt?
It disappears.
The unified
It's
belt.
not on TV. And they literally just put... They literally just put the replicas on sale.
There's got to be a
I'll tell you.
tournament.
No, I know. I'll tell you what happens. Right, in about 3 or 4 months, they'll just reunify those belts.
Yeah.
And that guy
Yeah,
will carry that belt until
Whoever
the
wins
next
this tournament is going to end up beating Okada at like All Out.
No.
Or Double or Nothing or something.
Yeah.
And unify them again.
Yeah. Until the next time the C2 happens, then they relinquish the belt.
I would have just liked that when they unified them, the international and the continental just gone. Get rid of them. Let's just have that one belt, and the winner of this either gets a world title shot or a big piss off trophy like they do for the G1.
Do like a big piss off trophy.
Or the Crockett Cup.
Yeah, we don't need
Although you
more
can't call it
belts.
the Crockett Cup because Thing still uses that.
That's true.
Yeah, Vince.
Because it's the same as the Owen. Like, they win a belt that is never, ever seen again.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Like, just do trophies, for
gets-
God's sake.
Gets seen all the time if you're Mercedes Monet.
That's true. She's the only person that shows it off.
Yeah.
Never defended, though. But, like, yeah, just do trophies.
Why would she ever defend her title? She can just win new ones.
That's true. Yeah, for tournaments, just do trophies, please.
Now, Todd, do you want to have your chicken shit next, or do you want to let Jeff take yours?
Let Jeff take mine, mate. Well
Jeff,
done.
what is Todd's chicken shit this week?
Okay, I've gone back and forth on what my chicken shit is. I don't know what Todd's is. I've got no idea. But I've gone back and forth on this, and I think ultimately I'm going to go with the version that's more palatable for me. It's Booker T. He's just fucking driving me crazy. I really like NXT. I think NXT is a great show, but my God, is he getting insufferable. Ironically, last night I just threw on a random takeover, and it was Vengeance Day. And Wade Barrett was filling in for Booker T for some reason. I think he was on leave. And Trick Williams came out, and Wade Barrett just started going, "Oh yeah, no, and just speaking gibberish. And it was amazing because he spent the whole show trolling Booker T and got away with it in one of those really funny moments. But it just shows you how bad Booker T is when you hear someone else in that role. I think Booker absolutely does the respect he deserves. He deserves to be employed by the company. But please stop with him as a color man. It's just terrible.
Yeah, I agree. Todd,
Yeah,
chicken
it doesn't
shit
add
first.
anything to the show.
No.
Jamie touched on it a little bit when he was talking about this card, but my main chicken shit is I'm just sick of the fact that John Moxley cannot wrestle a normal match. He needs the smoke and mirrors and the overly bits of violence and when I was watching Kyle O'Reilly versus John Moxley, I'm like, how do you have someone who is technically brilliant as Kyle O'Reilly in there and you're stabbing each other with shit? Like he doesn't need to do that. I'm sick of seeing that all the time out of Moxley. Like, it's stuff like that will be the stuff that really holds AEW back. Because it's violence for the sake of violence. There's no real reason for those two to be in a no-holds-barred match. No real blood feud between the two. Nothing of that sort of nature going on. But then you do that, and then you go straight into a no disqualification match straight after that with Briscoe and Kyle O'Reilly, which is the same shit. Plunder, blood, back to back. What the fuck are we doing here? I just, like Jamie said, like, spread those out amongst the card, not just, okay, blood match, okay, another blood match. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't get it. And obviously maybe I'm not supposed to get it. Maybe it's just not for me, and that's cool. But for me, I just don't like that shit. You don't have to do it.
With that no holds barred match, I wanted them to go full sort of, because these are two guys that could do it, full blood sport, MMA, crazy chokes and ground and pound. Like, do that stuff. You don't need to bring in the forks and all of the other shit. No. These guys could have gone in there and tried to choke each other out.
Yeah, I have seen Moxley's jiu-jitsu results, and maybe that's why.
Well.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what I expected, and then I got this. I was like, what?
I'm just, as soon as I saw him pull out the shit, I'm like, do we have to? I think I even messaged you, and I was like, why every time does he need this bullshit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll share chicken shits from the chat quickly. Macho Man Andy Savage says chicken shit for a guy that spoke so much about his and his family's legacy after Montreal. Bret Hart is starting to embarrass himself. A bitter old fool is becoming his legacy. Alex Fireheart, meanwhile, says chicken shit. Maybe I'm just out of the loop, but I cannot fathom why most of Bullet Club War Dogs are in World Tag League, but only two of them are actually teaming. Finlay with Hiromu, Gabe Kidd with Tsuji, and Driller with Shingo just seems so bloody random. I just need to fill Tag League, right?
Yeah. I've said it again. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Chase Owens has photos of somebody in compromising positions.
Like, something's going on there.
Because there are so many wrestlers that are better than him, and I'll say it straight out, that could be in that spot.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I agree.
As for Andy Savage's chicken shit, speak that way again about Brett again. We'll have some words.
He's allowed to say whatever he wants. Couple of quick ones. Jumping off Jamie's belt discussion.
Keep talking about Brett again and see what happens. See what happens. Talk, Lachlan. Go and talk. No, you can't, can you? Because I muted you.
I didn't say anything about Brett. I said he can say whatever he wants. Don't give me that look. Don't give me that look.
The look's there.
All right. Couple of little ones for me this week. First of all, piggybacking on what Jamie said about belts. Custom belts lose their luster if everyone gets a custom belt. I don't think that the Briscoe camo TNT belt is necessary at all. I feel like every time someone gets the TNT belt, we get a custom TNT belt, and it makes it feel like a toy.
Unless you're Carl Fletcher.
Unless you're Carl Fletcher, the one man who had the default belt.
He didn't get a pink one.
Yeah.
It also sucks when the person has the custom belt immediately ready to go backstage. What the fuck?
That's what I was about to say.
Right? Like when he goes back and, it's there. So did he get a belt made just in case?
Just in case.
If I was Kyle Fletcher, I'd be screaming conspiracy.
You know what? I would actually love to see somebody show up with their custom belt for if they win and then they don't win. Like, I think that'd be a lot of fun. Right?
Yeah, I'd love to see them do the entrance with it already on. Like, I already know I'm winning, so I got this made.
Alex Fireheart saying the kayfabe is that Orange Cassidy got it made for him. Okay. And then a little one quickly. I don't like watching Zarya lose as much as I'm watching Zarya lose. I know that that's the nature of storylines, but at the moment it just feels like not the way to get where they're going with her. And I know that's just because I'm invested. But yeah, and then there's, you know, other little ones. I don't particularly like this Ricochet character for somebody who's wrestling I really like. I don't really like that it seems like the women's tag team title tournament is going to be a thrown together team up against Tony and Mina. Like, as much as I like those two
afterthought of a
girls,
tournament.
like,
Yeah, but we called this at the start. We already knew Tony and Mina were going to win this.
Yeah, but
They
like,
pretty much said it from a promo straight after they both lost their belts.
but then what's the fucking point of doing the tournament?
They get to wear cool belts.
Just put the belts on them.
Yeah, just do a single match at the pay-per-view.
But then Tony doesn't get to do a tournament.
Yeah,
Come on,
exactly.
everyone think.
I want a tournament.
Thanks,
On the
guys.
women's wrestling note, there was one big glaring one that I'm surprised nobody brought up. There were no women's matches on 2 consecutive WWE shows this week. What?
Yeah, there were women's
No, they were
segments.
just setups, weren't they?
There was no matches on SmackDown or Raw.
Yeah.
What the? What?
Yeah, really good
I tell you what, NXT certainly makes up for that.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And NXT might as well be an
women's
all
show.
women's show at this point.
Yeah.
And then just
the
quickly-
men's match in the NXT is the piss break.
Yeah, it is the women's match on the show.
My other quick one is I hate seeing the New Day and Grayson Waller be an afterthought because that's what it's looking like. So there's my little, my chicken pellets for this week. Moving on, though, to something a bit more positive. Let's talk about our chicken salad for the week. Jamie, what did you enjoy?
I liked seeing Mark Davis get a moment to shine in that casino gauntlet and getting a lot of traction on socials.
You know what annoys me about that? Give him his own music and Tron, will you?
Yeah, not the basic Callus Tron.
Yeah. Because everyone else is like, Takesha's got his own, Okada's got his own, Fletcher's got his own. Mark's just coming out to that dude's bonce and fucking...
Yeah. But the big one for me, in the spirit of Thanksgiving, my chicken salad goes out to everyone who has supported Australian wrestling cards this year. Because we only have... If you want them, that's it for these 2 packs. If you want them, get them now, because that's all I have left.
April and February, you've got 1 left each?
Yep.
Yeah, that's wild. That's really cool.
That's amazing,
And June has been gone for a while.
Yeah. We've got... that's so cool. And get your December pack now, because I guarantee that one will sell out eventually.
Plenty of those.
Macho Man Andy
Plenty of
Savage in the
those.
chat with a chicken salad saying, I love
Can't give them
WSW's
away.
Man Like Paris announcement. These tours are so much more interesting to me when it's up and comers I haven't seen, as opposed to people I've seen on TV for years. Yeah, very much agree. Jeff, I think there's a chance that you'll take my chicken salad, so go for it, mate.
I have 2 very nice chicken salads. Firstly, Becky
it is Nikki
Lynch.
Bella. Sorry.
Becky
That's
Lynch
terrible
on your just. Can you shut up so I can say my words, Todd? Becky Lynch on socials is just being Donald Trump. It is so funny. Her hatred of the referee who awarded the belt to what's her name?
Maxine
Dupree
Maxine
is
Dupree.
so funny. Really, really good. And
Well, that's
I-
working up to a match because she's a trained wrestler. Like Jessica Takara is a trained wrestler.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
eventually they're going to get into a
Yeah.
scrap, which I'm actually interested to see.
At some point,
Yeah, it'll be
Calix
fun.
is coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also Miles Bourne against Treat Williams was everything wonderful about wrestling. NXT, have I stolen yours? Have I, Lachlan? NXT
No.
clearly see big things in Miles Bourne, and it's absolutely wonderful. He's a really, really good talent. He's not like anyone else on the roster, and I'm really pleased to see that they're invested in him and they're clearly taking him places. It's lovely.
Absolutely. Alex Fireheart's Chicken Salad saying, well, I didn't like Hiromu winning the Noah Junior Grand Prix tournament. He absolutely made Kai Fujimura look like $1 million. Plus his heel turn on Amakusa being very Noah Juniors ain't shit was fun. And then Fireheart gave an additional Chicken Salad. Konosuke Takeshita versus Shinya Aoki back in Japan this Sunday. Fuck yes, hook it directly my veins.
This chicken salad really is the bomb.
Great.
Takeshita
Todd.
and Megan Bain are working a lot and traveling a crazy amount.
Well and truly. Todd, Chicken Salad for the week.
I actually really enjoyed the Go Home Raw. Just that end is something that we haven't seen for a long time. Of the two teams just brawling as they go to the end of the show. Like that's something that it's something that we just have always associated with go home shows, but we never really see them like that anymore. It's usually just a big
AEW do
stare
it a
off
lot.
and then- Yeah, they do.
But
They do,
WWE
I think
don't.
they might. No, I think they might do it almost too much sometimes, so it's not out of the order. Like, I think that they, for as short of a build as that they've had, they've made that an interesting match to watch. So, yeah, I enjoyed that. I thought it was good.
Yeah, very good. The one that I thought, I got two. So first of all, the one I thought Jeff was going to steal. Brock Lesnar fell on his ass and he looked like shit. I tumbled A over T. Oh, it was so good. Oh, man.
And then tried to play it off like nothing happened, and then the social page tried to also play it off like it never happened.
Mm-hmm.
So
get the cameras cut off it. Yeah, nah. He tumbled. Oh,
I must
man.
admit, though, I kind of like how he just laughs it off, though. He's like, yeah, I fucking fell. And then as he walked back, he sort of like was blaming the spot on the floor as well with Heyman.
Mm-hmm. I liked watching him fall down. I thought that was funny. But in a more real one, I like unpredictable title changes, and seeing Samoa Joe become the AEW World Champion really delighted me, right? I think that we always say the money is in the chase. I think that Hangman is a great top card babyface, and having a heel get one over on him in a big match is great fun. I'm glad that it wasn't just multiple Samoa Joe matches for no reason to keep the title occupied. Samoa Joe is a bloody excellent professional wrestler. I'm really happy to see him with the title again. There's interesting avenues to go down. I'm interested in seeing what Paige does. I'm interested in seeing what Joe does. I'm interested in seeing what the Ops do. I'm interested in seeing what this means for the six-man. Like,
Well,
I
you've
think
missed
it's
out on
interesting.
Swerve as well. Like, Swerve's already moved in and sort of taken that spot. So
Yeah.
what does Hangman do?
Exactly. Like, it's interesting
Well,
and
I think-
surprising and cool.
I think they're like teaming. I think World's End, the world title won't be defended because you've got those two big continental matches.
Yeah.
Like, or three, technically. So I think you're going to end up seeing maybe the Trios title defended with Joe and the Ops defending against Hangman,
Or would it be,
Swerve,
would it
and
be
Eddie.
possibly an 8-man?
I think they just do the trios so that there's actually a belt on the line.
Belt on the line.
And then hooks floating around.
To catch
Oh,
fish.
yeah. Sorry, I did miss a chicken shit actually, and it's one that like I messaged Jamie as soon as it happened, and I was just like, they have this, and they just AEW production. They did the perfect blackout the arena, like do the Who's House thing, and then completely mistimed the camera shot going in for Nana saying his line. So Nana says his line to complete blackness. The lights come back on, and the camera has to go and do the shot again, and then Nana has to say the same line again. It's just like, what? Surely you do run-throughs.
Yeah.
How are you missing this? How are you missing this? It's the key part. Arguably, it's the key part of the show. It's the end of the show. Get it fucking right. Get your time cues right. Get your lighting cues right. You're a professional, company. It's these little. I think I sent to Jamie. Said they just miss out on those little things. AEW production lets them down every time when it comes to that shit.
Yeah, it'd be like if you look back at I think it was the Double or Nothing double debut of Cole and Brian.
Oh, it was amazing.
If they had miscued those, you'd have been like, oh, well, that's not as fun now.
Yeah, exactly. I will say, in terms of Todd's bonus shit at the end there is nothing worse than when you think you're done with shit and then you have to go back. That's the absolute worst. Yeah, we've all been there.
Yeah, you wipe and then you got to go again. Damn it!
No, I do have one more salad too.
Yeah, go on.
Oh, good.
Oh my god! You can walk? Oh!
There it is.
You got hit with the bloody thing.
You're hit with a crutch.
Oh, man.
Run the noggin.
Got him.
I have a feeling
shout
we're
out to
going to
Oshi.
be. I have a feeling we're going to be seeing that clip a lot. I have a feeling we're going to be seeing it every Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Australian.
You got to know a guy doesn't like someone when he literally gets the power to walk again to be able to go over there and hit you.
So yeah, if you want to keep seeing that clip, make sure you subscribe to Wrestle Radio Australia. It's free. You can do it on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podcast Addict, or Twitch at twitch.tv/Wrestle Radio Australia. Anywhere you get your podcast from, you can subscribe to Wrestle Radio Australia. If you stop by Apple Podcasts, you can give us a 5-star rating and review, which really helps get us into more ears as Jeff winds up that middle finger, which is one of the 5 stars that you can give us. And you can also get merch, right? I'm wearing my lovely new Davis Storm merch at the moment. Look how gorgeous it is. But you can get merch of Wrestle Radio Australia. You can head on over to Redbubble, search for Wrestle Radio Australia, find the merch there. The proceeds don't go to us. They go to Beyond Blue and Gotcha for Life, which are great charities that support mental health here in Australia. And if you're looking for merch, hey, kickout.com.au. Kickout's got merch of your favourite wrestlers from around Australia. If you're an Australian wrestler who wants your merch on Kickout, message them on their Instagram page and they can help get you up there. We've also got the social media. We're at Wrestle Radio AU on Twitter and Instagram, and Wrestle Radio Australia on Facebook. You can also follow me at Lachlan Albert. You can follow Todd at Beast Eastman. You can follow Jamie at Jamie Apps Media. You can follow Jeff at Wrestle_Brainia. Jeff, you've wrapped up WrestleBrainia for the year.
Yeah, we've wrapped up. We had a great season there at the Bergie Band Room. And I got hit in the head. Thanks for reminding me, Todd. But one thing that will be a hit is, and I'm really excited to announce this, and the boys have not read the message yet. That's fine. We're going to Adelaide. We're going back. We had such fun this year that we're going back again in 2026 for the Adelaide Fringe. I'll tell you more soon.
Very exciting stuff.
Aside from the Melbourne Comedy Festival, he's probably the biggest festival of its kind in the country. So it's a great place
the
to
Adelaide
be.
Fringe is the biggest fringe. The Adelaide Fringe is the biggest fringe in the Southern Hemisphere.
Yeah, that's wicked.
So,
because it'd be Edinburgh would be the next, I guess. In the
Edinburgh's the big one, and then
yeah.
But the biggest
That's great.
because there's the Singapore Fringe, there's the New Zealand Fringe. There's a lot of fringe festivals around the world, and Adelaide is the big one.
Very cool. And look, while we're following
someone from Adelaide, I know it takes over the town too, so that's awesome.
Yeah,
while we're following social media, there's a lot you can follow that Jamie.
And the venue is something spectacular. I cannot wait to announce the venue. Sorry, Lachlan. Sorry. Go on.
We love
he
a
didn't know what
delay.
the venue was till we told him, but I mean, But now he knows what the venue is.
Look,
I think it was
delay
It's Todd's
can-
fault. He's excited.
Delays can make podcasts interesting, but there's no delay for Jamie App's live watch-alongs. Jamie, tell us about those.
Yes, so every week I am here watching Dynamite, and this weekend I'm even watching Survivor Series live on stream. So come and join us on
Oh,
live.
you poor thing.
Yeah, that'll be a nice 3 hours and 4 matches. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be there doing that and prepping trading cards because of all that support that I mentioned before. The 2026 set went to print today, so look out for more announcements soon.
That's exciting stuff. And those December cards, like, get amongst them. Start getting them.
When I put that
Yeah.
reel out today, I was like, Jesus Christ, this pack was stacked. I left that last pack heavy.
Stacked and Lachlan. Yeah, huge. Look, there's so much that we're doing, so do make sure you're following everything that we're doing at Wrestle Radio Australia, at Wrestle Radio AU on Twitter and Insta. There's so much happening because there's so much great Aussie wrestling. Is there anything else that we've got to mention, guys?
If you were here for the ad break, the highlights that you saw from the promotion that I helped run and Lachlan is a part of as well, Wide Bay Pro, that show is up on YouTube now for $0. So if you want to go and watch it now, it's not one that we'll be reviewing here because I just think it's a little too
on
close. The nose for us. Yeah, it's a little too on the nose to do it, considering that I'd like book it and run it, and that's not cool. Like I can't be objective personally, so we won't be doing that. So go and watch it yourselves on your YouTubes and go and. It was a really good show. Like Bobby and Renegade was a really, really good match.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, really good. Jamie, Jeff, anything else we've got to mention?
I don't think so. Yeah,
I'd
if
just
you
like
buy,
to thank everyone that.
I was gonna
Sorry,
if you
Jamie,
buy
you
either
go
of these packs, I'll send you a pin and a magazine as well.
Whoa!
As a bonus.
Wow.
Boom.
Get on it now.
I
Jeff?
can't top that. I can't top that, but thanks to everyone that came out and saw WrestleBrania over the past few months, and through the entire year, we've had some tremendous support from a lot of people in the wrestling industry this year, and it's just so heartening to see people come and watch and enjoy the show.
Yeah, it's awesome stuff anytime that we see that support across Australian wrestling. And we love everybody who gets among the podcast, whether it's the people, viewing live, like Alex Fireheart and Macho Man Andy Savage and all the others who come along into the chat, or if you're watching the downloaded or listening to the downloaded podcast, we really appreciate you. So do keep it tuned to Wrestle Radio Australia, because every year you guys make it what it is. And we've got the fun end of year stuff coming up soon, which I personally cannot wait for. So on behalf of Todd Eastman and Jeff Setti and Jamie Apps, I've been Lachlan Albert. Till next time, have a good one.
Here I was, blaming AEW for feeding you chicken shit, knowing you mindless millennials would be eating it up as if it were chicken salad, when it's really been your fault all along.
Make chicken salad out of chicken shit. People is as people does, that's all there is to it.